Magandang araw sa inyong lahat ulit. Medyo mahaba yung topic natin last time, yung analyzing the unadjusted trial balance. Bakit natin ina-analyze yung unadjusted trial balance? Para magawa natin yung summary list para sa ating adjusting journal entries or recording all internal transactions. Medyo mahaba talaga, patyagaan itong pag-aaral ng accounting. Hindi ka talaga matyaga, aabutin ka ng yamot, hindi mo natatapusin yung trabaho mo. Pero ito yung trabaho na kailangan gawin natin kung talagang gusto nating maging tama yung information na ibibigay natin sa mga mambabasa. So, natapos na natin isa-isahin lahat ng account dun sa unadjusted trial balance. So, makakagawa na tayo ng summary list. I always tell to my students that accounting, the accounting cycle is like a puzzle. Hindi mo ma-appreciate yung image niya hanggat hindi mo na ilalagay yung last piece niya. So, ang puzzle, ang accounting process ganun, kailangan mailagay mo lahat ng piece of the puzzle bago mo makita yung ganda ng kabuuan niya. Bago mo ma-appreciate yung ganda niya, kailangan isa-isahin mong ilagay yung pieces of puzzle. So now, nagawa na natin yung pag-analyze ng unadjusted trial balance. Makakagawa na tayo ng listahan ng mga gagawin natin adjusting journal entries. So, tapos na tayo sa external transaction, sa pagre-record ng external transaction. Nasa pagre-record na tayo ngayon ng internal transaction para makabuo tayo ng heart. Yung external, isang ganyan ng heart, half. Yung internal, half ng heart. So, yung dalawang yan, pinagsama mo, I love accounting. Okay, let's start with our lesson now. Mali. Nakalimutan ko na mag-share ng screen. Yan. From the beginning. At ang aking magic ballpen. Kung maganda rin itong pandemic, marami kong natutuklasan. Dati blackboard, tsaka chalk, whiteboard. Ngayon, ito na ang aking ballpen at aking whiteboard marker at whiteboard. So, hindi na muna ako mag-electric fan at maingay doon sa video. Konting paypay lang muna. Okay, tapos na tayo dito sa ating analyze the unadjusted trial balance. It is a long process indeed. At sana nakapagtiyaga kayo. Kasi nandito na tayo sa journalizing of internal transactions or recording of the adjusting entries. So, some adjusting entries are for the following events or occurrences. Kasi nga, in-analyze na natin yung ating unadjusted trial balance, makikita na natin itong mga ito. Magkakaroon na tayo ng internal transaction for cash shortage. Tapos, yung merchandise inventory para sa periodic inventory system of recording. Kasi, pagka perpetual, wala kang adjusting entry. Dahil available naman yung data from the records, itong merchandise inventory sa periodic system, hindi to available. So, kailangan magbilang ka para ma-update mo yung merchandise inventory. Noted reconciling item in the bank reconciliation. So, yung mga transaction sa bank reconciliation, ano ba yung nakita natin na ano doon na internal transaction? Kasi hindi naman internal transaction yung nasa bank reconciliation lahat. Meron tayong kasing debit and credit memo doon. So, yung debit and credit memo, source document yun. So, ang reconciling, ang internal transactions lang sa bank reconciliation yung mga errors in recording. Sa interest income, yan, sa mga notes receivable at interest expense on notes payable. Mga walang source document yan. So, gagawin natin ng entrada. Doubtful accounts expense or bad debts. Yan, wala rin yung source document. O yung remaining supplies and used supplies. Yung pag-update natin ng ating supplies account. And then, yung pag-update natin ng expired portion ng mga prepayments natin. Magkano na ba nagasta? Depreciation of fixed asset and amortization of intangible asset. Impairment of an asset. Revenue earned on advance collection previously recorded as unearned revenue. Or remaining liability of or unearned revenue on advance collection previously recorded as revenue. Accrued revenue, accrued expenses, and errors in journalizing and posting external transactions. So, ito yung mga common internal transactions ng isang business. So, bawat isang negosyo or business, meron na silang inaasahang mga internal transactions. Over the years, palaging yun lang naman yung adjustments nila So, nakakabisa na nila yun. Sa simula, mahirap pa. Kaya i-analyze mo yung unadjusted trial balance mo ng todo. Pero later on, kapag uma-under na yung negosyo at every year, makikita mo, yun lang naman yung kanyang mga adjustments, hindi na mahirap. Mahirap lang sa simula. Kasi ini-establish nyo pa kung ano-ano yung mga adjusting entries ng business or ano-ano yung mga internal transactions ng business. So, bago natin i-record dun sa libro yung ating adjusting entries, mabuting gumawa muna tayo ng draft or scratch kung saan natin i-compute ng tama yung adjusting entries natin. Kailangan ma-prepare na rin. Kasi pag kinompute mo na yung adjusting entries mo, kompleto na yung data mo to prepare financial statements. So, gawin na natin yung worksheet natin ng isang buko, isang gawaan na lang para pag nag-journalize na tayo sa libro, sure na tayo na tama yung ginawa natin. Wala na tayong iisipin. Nandun na tayo sa financial statements, almost lahat ng dapat nating ilagay na natin bago tayo maglagay ng entrada sa libro natin. Kasi mahirap yung maraming bura yung ating books of accounts, yung journal natin, tsaka yung ledger natin. Mahirap maraming bura yun. Kasi ino-audit siya ng BIR. Pag nakita ng examiner na maraming bura yan, magiging questionable pa. So when I was working as an examiner, syempre pag nag-audit ako ng libro ng client, gusto ko malinis, maayos. So, pag nakita ko marami, nag-create ng suspicion. O bakit ito binura? O bakit ito nawala? Ganon. So, kailangan perfect na yung trabaho bago i-present sa mga regulatory bodies. Kaya meron tayong tinatawag na worksheet. Ito yung scratch. Hindi ka kagad magpo-post dun sa journal o hindi ka kagad magre-record sa journal or magpo-post sa ledger mo until ma-sure mo na tama talaga yung computation mo. Okay? So, you Dito tayo sa worksheet. Ang worksheet hindi siya official document. Scratch nga lang siya eh. Pwedeng walang worksheet. Pwede mong gawin isa-isa sa bawat papel na madampot mo, yung computation mo ng adjusting entries mo at saka ng financial statement mo. Pwede yon. Kaya lang ito kasi yung scientific way of recording or computing for your adjustments and net income to be presented in your financial statement. Isa-isahin natin yung parts ng worksheet. Dito, meron tayong account number. Dito, yung account title. Pero, simulan natin muna sa heading, yung pangalan ng business, tapos the term worksheet, and then for the period na covered ng worksheet. So, we have the account title, account number, account title, yung unadjusted trial balance natin, nakuha na natin yan, di ba? Ang wala pa tayo yung adjusting journal entries, adjusting entries. So, meron tayong adjusting entries and meron tayong adjusted trial balance. So, nagsimula tayo sa unadjusted trial balance. Pag nilagay natin yung adjusting entries, meron na tayong adjusted trial balance. After the adjusted trial balance, we have the closing entries. Then we have the post-closing trial balance. Then after the post-closing trial balance, we have the income statement. And then sa balance sheet, ipo-forward mo lang naman yan dun sa itong mga post-closing trial balance, ipo-forward mo lang sa balance sheet. Together, ang pagkakaiba lang ng post-closing trial balance sa balance sheet, yung balance sheet may net income na gawa mo na yung net income niya. Na-transfer mo na sa capital yung net income. So, pareho lang ang post-closing trial balance at balance sheet. So, ito yung parts of the worksheet. Isa-isa natin kanina. Name of the business, organization, and preparation date. Particulars, item, and column. Unadjusted trial balance section with its debit and credit columns. Adjustment section with debit and credit columns. Adjusted trial balance section with its debits and credit column. Income statement section with its debit and credit columns. Balance section with its debit and credit section. So, ito yung unang part ng ating trial balance ng ating worksheet. Unadjusted trial balance lang muna. So, pwede ba ito i-move yan? Unadjusted trial balance. So, yung sa example natin, nakagawa tayo ng unadjusted trial balance ng Dalawang drugstore. Ito ang kanyang cash. Ito yung accounts receivable. Merchandise inventory, wala pa kasi unadjusted pa eh. So, wala pang data yan. So, meron tayong supplies, meron tayong prepaid insurance, may trucks, may accounts payable, may capital, may drawings, sales, purchases, salaries expense, rent expense, utilities expense. So, ang total ng unadjusted trial balance ay 256,700. So, wala tayong merchandise inventory kasi hindi pa tayo nagagawa ng inventory. Hindi pa tayo nagko-conduct ng physical inventory. Okay. So, ito naman daw ang summary list of internal transactions or adjusting journal entries. So, it was found after a cash count that 100 is missing. So, meron tayong in the petty cash box. Meron tayong shortage na 100 pesos. The allowance for bad debts is 2% of the accounts receivable. Inventory account after inventory count, supplies on hand is 5,600. Prepaid insurance is for 2 years and was paid in January 1, 2020. Trucks are being depreciated using straight line method. The cost of the truck is 200,000 with a salvage value of 50,000 and 15 years useful life. It was found out that there was unrecorded debit memo for Bacural's medical supplies for defective delivery amounting to 600. So, unrecorded transaction yon. Tarimacor paid transportation expense amounting to 1,000 out of owner's personal money, and the owner does not intend to be reimbursed for the payment made. So, merong additional capital yung owner. There was unrecorded withdrawal amounting to 5,000. Merchandise inventory after physical count at the end of February is 70,000. Weekly wage of the janitor for 3 days were not yet paid because the last day of the period did not cover the entire week. Daily wage is 385. So, weekly nagbabayad. Pero ang end ng February kasi ay hindi Sabado. So, hindi nabayaran ang 3 araw. Rent expense is for 2 months paid in February 1. So, meron pang natitira. Water bill was twice paid and the payment was not returned but will be credited to the next month's billing. Water bill is the only utilities paid by the Rimacor drugstore. So these are all the internal transactions of the Rimacor. Note na ginawa natin ito, hindi yan kasama dito sa unadjusted trial balance. Wala yan dyan. So, ito tayo ngayon sa second portion, gagawa ng recording natin. So, the following, ito yung list of internal transaction ng Tarimacor. What would be the entry for cash shortage? I-analyze mo ngayon isa-isa yan. Una, gagawa ka ng list. Pangalawa, dun sa list na yon, i-analyze mo na. Paano ko ba ito i-journalize? Paano ko ba ito i-record sa libro? So, tingnan natin paano natin i-record isa-isa. So, ito yung draft natin for adjusting entries. Ito yung ano natin. Ang unang transaction natin ay yung cash shortage, di ba? So, ito yung cash shortage, 100 daw. Ano bang epekto ng cash shortage? So, mababawasan yung cash natin at madadagdagan yung expense natin or cash shortage, expense or loss. So, debit natin yung cash shortage at credit natin yung cash. Ang next natin ay ang bad debts expense daw. That is 2% of the accounts receivable. So we have 20,000 accounts receivable and 2% of that is 400. So we debit the bad debts expense and credit the allowance for bad debts. Considering na wala dito sa unadjusted trial balance yung accounts allowance for bad debts, ilalagay natin sa ibaba ng bad debts expense. So, ito yung 400. Ang susunod naman ay ang supplies expense. Ang natira daw sa ating supplies ay ilan? Nagbilang ng supplies, 8,500. Ang natira ilan? supplies. 5,600 yung natira. So, magkano expense natin? Kung 8,500 tapos ang natira ay 5,600, meron tayong expense na 2,900. So, i-debit na natin yung supplies expense. Pero considering na may account na supplies, hindi na natin isusulat sa baba. Yan, dito na sa tapat ng supplies. So, debit supplies, expense, credit, cash. Credit cash. Credit supplies. So, naka-credit yung supplies account natin. Babawasan natin itong supplies natin ng 2,900 para ang matitira na lang ay 5,900. Yung 8,500 natin, mabawasan ng 2,900, matitira na lang ay 5,600. Ang next natin na item ay insurance expense. 2 years, ito yung amount ng prepaid insurance. 2,400. Ano sabi dun sa problem? For 2 years, di ba? So, monthly insurance expense niya ay 100. So, debit natin yung expense at i-credit natin yung prepaid. Ibabawas natin sa prepaid. Ang susunod ay yung depreciation expense. Straight line method daw. So, compute natin, salvage value, compute natin magkano yung expense. Cost minus salvage value divide by useful life, 15 years daw. So, yung makukuha na amount divide by 12 kasi monthly depreciation expense lang naman yung kukumpitin natin. So, meron tayong 833. Subukan yung i-compute yan sa inyo kung tama nga ba na 833. For sure, 833 yan. So, debit natin yung expense. Anong credit natin? Accumulated depreciation. Pero wala pang accumulated depreciation dito. So, dun sa baba ng depreciation expense, lagay natin yung accumulated depreciation. Kapag nandito na sa adjusted trial balance yung account title, hindi na natin isusulat dito sa baba. Okay? Ang susulat lang natin dito sa baba ay yung wala dito sa itaas. O wala dito sa unadjusted trial balance. Ang next is yung purchase returns and allowances. Meron daw sinole na magkano yung sinole? 600. So, purchase returns and allowances. Debit 600, number 9. Yung purchases natin, meron tayong naka-record na purchases, di ba? And meron tayong unrecorded purchase returns and allowances. So, debit natin yung purchases by purchase returns and allowances by 600. And then, saan natin ano ba dapat ang entrada dyan? Number 9. Debit purchase returns and allowances, dapat debit accounts payable, credit purchases. Okay? Mali ako ng tinuturo. Ito pala. Hindi pala ito. So, walang pang-undo, no? So, hindi ito. Ito muna tayo sa number 6. Ang entrada niyan ay debit accounts payable kasi babawasan natin yung utang natin dahil isosoli natin yung 600. So, debit accounts payable, meron naman yung account na rito. Ito. credit, purchase returns, and allowances. So purchase returns and allowances is a deduction from purchases. Now we go to the next, number 7, freight out. Freight out, ito yung transportation expense. Ito yung selling expense natin. Pero tama ba yung freight out? Okay. So, freight out will be debit to, ano ba sabi dun sa freight out? Unrecorded, no? Unrecorded freight out. Unrecorded withdrawal. Hindi pala. Terima corporate transportation expense amounting to 1,000 out of personal money. So the owner does not want to be reimbursed, kaya pala ganun yung entrada. So nagkaroon ng expense yung business, binayaran, pero hindi galing sa bulsa ng business, kundi sa bulsa ng owner. Pero ibig sabihin na nagkaroon ng additional investment yung owner. So, nagkaroon tayo ng debit na expense at naka-credit, hindi cash or accounts payable, kung hindi capital ng owner. Dahil yung owner ang nagbayad. That becomes additional capital. Then, 11, susunod na entrada, 10, freight out na. Hindi freight out. Salaries payable. So, meron kang salaries expense. Dapat. So, asan ng salaries expense? Meron ka ng account dito ng salaries expense. So, hindi ka nagagawa sa baba. So, salaries payable na lang. Debit salaries expense, credit salaries payable, 1,155. Tapos, yung prepaid rent daw, expired na yung expired na nga ba? Prepaid rent. Expired na daw yung 600. Pero to, ang ginamit kasi niyang method ay expense method. Kasi ang nakalagay na sa unadjusted trial balance ay expense. So, yung expense na yan, ang ibig sabihin yan ay prepaid expense. Hindi pa yan yung expense na actual expense. Kasi ito pa yung may source document eh. So, nirecord ng owner yan as an outright expense. Although, that covers 2 years yata or 2 months. 2 months. 2 months yung covered niya. So, ang nag-expire lang ay 1 month, 600. So, ang magiging entrada natin, kasi na-record na natin yung expense, ang hindi natin na-record ay yung asset, yung natira. So, magkano yung natira? 600. So, anong tawag doon? Prepaid rent. So, prepaid rent, debit, 600, and credit rent expense, 600. Ang next naman ay ang prepaid utilities. Ang prepaid utilities natin, ni-record din na expense kaagad. May overpayment tayo na 250. So, magiging prepaid utilities yun. So, debit prepaid utilities and credit utilities expense. Now, ang last item natin ay ang cost of goods sold. Kasi periodic inventory system yan, hindi naka-record ang cost of goods sold. At hindi rin naka-record ang merchandise inventory. So, take note, dito wala tayong merchandise inventory. Pwedeng dito natin ilagay yan sa baba. Kaso dito na ilagay eh. So, ina-expect naman merchandise inventory, wala pa nga lang bilangan. So, nagbilang na tayo. May natirang inventaryo. Magkano yung natira na inventory? 70,000 daw. No? So, 70,000. O di susulat na natin yung merchandise inventory natin as 70,000. Yung difference nun ay cost of goods sold. So, magkukompute tayo. purchases minus purchase returns and allowances, that will be the net purchases, minus ending inventory, that will be the cost of goods sold. So pag kinwenta nyo yan, ang lalabas na cost of goods sold ay 79,400. So ano ngayon ang entrada natin? Magkano yung purchases natin? Let us take a look again at the purchases. Okay. So, 70 yung, ito yung purchases natin. 150,000. So, 150,000 minus returns and allowances. Purchase returns and allowances. Asan yan? Ating 600. Tama ba? Purchase returns and allowances. 600. So, meron tayong 149,400. So, ito yung net purchases natin. Ang ending inventory natin ay 70,000. So, magkano ngayon yung ating cost of goods sold? 79,400. Okay? So, tama na yung ating cost of goods sold dito. So, 79, isa-set up na natin yung merchandise inventory, cost of goods sold, at buburahin na natin yung purchases and purchase returns and allowances. So, i-debit na natin yung cost of goods sold, 79,000. Merchandise inventory, 70,000. Credit natin will be purchases, 150,000 para ma-erase yung purchases, at debit natin itong purchase returns and allowances. So, naka-debit na yung purchase returns and allowances, 0 na siya. Ito, magiging 0 na. Tapos, yung purchases natin na naka-debit na 150, magiging i-credit natin. So, 0 na rin siya. So, anong matitira na natin sa adjusted trial balance natin? Yung merchandise inventory na 70,000, yung cost of goods sold na 79,000. Kompleto na, di ba? Meron na tayong merchandise inventory at may cost of goods sold na tayo. Sa perpetual inventory system, ano yan, hindi mo na bibilangin kasi available na yung data. So, pag perpetual yung ginamit mo, ma-entrada mo na kagad dito yung merchandise inventory mo tsaka yung cost of goods sold. But considering na periodic yung system natin, kailangan natin magbilang at maging adjusting entry to, maging internal transaction kasi wala tayong data. At ginawa natin ito nang wala ng source document. Kasi sa perpetual, external transaction yan kasi may source document. Ano source document nun? Edi yung invoice dun sa sales transaction. Okay, yan na yun. Meron na tayo adjusting journal entry column. Nakadalawang column na tayo. Ang susunod na column natin sa worksheet ay adjusted trial balance. Paano ba ginagawa itong adjusted trial balance na to? I-combine mo lang itong mga entries dito sa unadjusted trial balance plus or minus the adjusting entries. You come up with your adjusted trial balance. So, kung parehong debit yan, add. Kung isa debit, isa credit, minus. Okay? Iisa-isahin natin yan lahat ng transaction na yan. Lahat ng transaction, lahat ng account titles na to, iisa-isahin natin to come up with the adjusted trial balance. Matrabaho talaga, pero yan talaga trabaho natin. Kailangan maging passion niya. Mahilig kayo sa ganitong bagay ng puting-ting. So, ito, Yung cash natin, 10,000. Meron tayong adjustment na 100 shortage. So, anong matitira? Tapos, meron pa tayo nitong withdrawal na 5,000. Ang matitira na lang ay 4,900. Yung accounts receivable natin, same amount. Hindi natin yan binawasan. Pero nag-set up tayo ng allowance for bad debts. Diba? At meron tayong bad debts expense. Okay? Hindi natin dinideduct sa accounts receivable yon. Nagse-set up tayo ng allowance. Tapos yung allowance na yon ang imina-minus natin sa accounts receivable sa presentation na ng balance sheet. Now, ano sunod? Merchandise na set up natin 70,000, so 70,000. Prepaid insurance. Prepaid insurance 2,4 na minus natin 100, so natira 2,3. Itong supplies, 8,5 minus 2,956. Kasi debit, credit, edi minus 5,6. Prepaid insurance, debit, tapos credit. So, ayun yung balance niya. Tax, walang pagbabago. Pero nag-set up tayo ng allowance for depreciation. Now, accounts payable, credit, tapos debit, edi minus ulit. And 25 naging 2,4 na, pero credit. Tarima core capital, credit, credit. So, add natin. 5,1, 5,2, 700. Tarima core drawing, 6,1. Debit at saka debit, add natin. So, debit, debit, add. Credit, credit, add. Debit, credit, minus. Ganun lang yan hanggang makarating tayo sa dulo. At pag nakita niyo yung balansyado na yung ginawa nyo, edi tama na yung plus and minus nyo ng unadjusted trial balance at adjusting entry. So, isa-isahin nyo lahat dyan. Ima-minus or plus nyo lang. Depende kung debit o credit ba yung adjusting entries. Kung debit yung balance tapos adjusted ay credit, minus. Kung debit at debit, plus. Credit at credit, plus. Ganun lang yon hanggang makarating kayo sa dulo ng account title na ina-add minus nyo. So, pag meron na kayong unadjusted trial balance, ano susunod? Makakagawa na kayo ng adjusted trial balance. So, ayan na yung adjusted trial balance natin. Kanina, worksheet yun. Ito ngayon yung summary ng adjusted trial balance. From the next learning na pala yung ibang part ng worksheet. So, hanggang dito lang muna tayo sa adjusted trial balance para hindi masyadong matorture yung utak niya sa haba ng lesson natin. So, kung may naintindihan kayo at meron kayong tanong o may naintindihan kayo, like, share, and subscribe. Kung may naintindihan kayo pero meron pa kayong mga tanong, just post in the comments para mas maliwanagan nyo. Gusto nyo matuto? Magtanong kayo kung kayo'y nalilito. So, hindi sa lahat mauunawaan nyo ng isang tanong. Merong aandar sa utak nyo na tanong. At kapag umandar yung tanong na yan, itanong nyo na kaagad sa comment para masagot natin at maunawaan nyo ng lubos. Okay, wait for the next video. Kukumpletohin natin yung worksheet na yan. For now, God bless and keep safe. Bye-bye.